I would not do business with my own grandmother if the service sucks. I'm just going to tell you right now. If her product is not on point, if her service is not all the way there, I'm cool. I would rather do business with somebody who is actually doing good business. Now, I am really sick and tired of this idea that just because you are black, you must therefore support black businesses. That is shaming. That is guilt tripping. That is damn near extortion in some cases, right? You are being pushed into this idea of support your own, support. Wait, first and foremost, how do you know I'm your own? Just because I look like you, how do you know anything else about me? You are literally doing the opposite of what MLK was trying to push damn near 80 years ago. Content of character, not color of skin. Instead, they use the color of your skin in order to manipulate you into doing business with these folks. And I say, I don't give a damn who you are, what you look like. I don't care if you're my kinfolk or skin folk. If your business is not on point, if you do not have superior services, superior product, the food is not hitting, the service is not servicing. You understand me? The product ain't working, or it's not working in the way that I needed to work. I'm going to get the superior product. That's just what it is, at the best price point that I can. If you're my family, maybe I'll give you a little money just because, right? Maybe I'll give you some insight or whatever it is. I won't even buy your product. Here's a donation. You understand me? Because I'm not about to be manipulated into getting something that I don't even want in the first place. I'm not going to buy one of your cheap ass t-shirts. You're not willing to get high quality. So now I got to purchase something that I didn't even want in the first place. Now I got to give it away to Goodwill. What sense does that make? But anyway, I'm so glad that this message is finally being echoed throughout the world, more specifically by those who are quote unquote seen as leaders within the quote unquote black community. You know, unfortunately, many of them are coming from the world of hip hop, etc. But every once in a while, you have a guy like this, guy by the name of Wallo from $1 Million Worth of Game. It can be a dope podcast. Every now and then it has golden moments like where he is basically speaking to these young men and warning them of what's going to come with the life that they're living and the people they surround themselves with, etc. He speaks to the ghetto culture in a very real way. So shout out to Wallo, and let's hear his take on exactly what I've been basically getting on a rant about anyway.
Us. Oh, I'm black. Oh, black people. Nobody gives a about that. Kill that shit.
He's on it already. Okay, Wallo. And we matching today, buddy. We're matching. We're on the same type of time in the day. Short sleeve black tea energy. Let's get it.
Now. Either you got a good business or you don't. All that shit, nobody want to hear that shit.
Nope.
That's a hustle. Support me because I got a...
That's a hustle. That's a perfect word for it. It's a hustle. It's a grift. It's a scam. Man, we got to stick together, brother. See, the white man is trying to bring the black man's business down. If the black man doesn't support the black man, then nobody will. You know who will? People who like your product, people who love your service. They will do business with you. If you got the best, not just the best superior quality, etc., but you also have to have marketing, right? We're just supposed to do business because you look. Absolutely not. Some companies are out marketing you. They are out branding you. They are spending thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars investing into their marketing, into their messaging. So you better have the best product on the block to where everybody is talking about you.
Black business. Is your restaurant clean? Is the food good? Do you got consistent cooks? Is the material of your shit good? Stop doing that. Oh, you support the white people. No, I support consistency, baby.
Oh. I support. Make sure to watch Wallo's interview with Shannon Sharpe, Club Shay Shay Wallo. Make sure to check that interview out. It is nothing but pure gold. I got to say that. Again, on $1 Million Worth of Game, I think sometimes there's the entertainment value aspect, etc., with his own podcast. And there's great stuff that, you know, obviously comes from it. But his individual interview is on point. Mwah, chef's kiss. He even talks about how he got in the business of podcasting and realized like advertising and, you know, came to really understand how advertising works and started to communicate with the right people. They got picked up by Barstool, which is a quote unquote white owned, even a Jewish owned company. But guess what? He was willing to learn from the individuals who are running that business. And he has mastered the game of content in essence and how to really maximize on the profitability of it, the business side of it. So
oh, this is a completely different topic. I'm trying to bulk. What do the big YouTubers say? They're trying to bulk record. They want to get that content. They're trying to get that content out. Okay, cool. So I just watched this video. This dude was talking about how basically there's this whole thing about supporting black-owned businesses. Yeah, we need to support black-owned businesses, blah blah blah, this and that, right? But then it's kind of like, okay, how about I just support a good business, not just because basically, why don't we support? How about we support good businesses, not just because the business is black owned?
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because it's like a lot of people. I hear a lot of different things. Some people say, "Oh, the black-owned business isn't operated correctly. They ghetto, blah blah blah. The service is always trash, this and that." Okay, cool. How about we improve these things so we can actually work together? You know what I mean? Because us just bashing each other and just buying from white brands, what do you think that's going to do to us?
Also, I know some people are going to say, well, some of these black-owned businesses do get support. They get support from white customers. Sometimes the black customers don't want to support the business, and maybe they may get business from white customers. I know that's a thing too. I understand sometimes, yeah, your demographic isn't going to always be black. You will have other races, wanting to buy from your brand, especially if it's good, right? I'm just saying that if we keep thinking like this and just not making sure, just hold each other accountable, say, hey, you need to improve this, do that, then yeah, we're going to just continue to have problems. We have to support each other. We have to. Oh, and also, yes, the black owned business itself, you guys as a whole, however many businesses are out there, just need to listen to the advice.
Us. We're just our community. If people like to say community and all this stuff, right? That's gonna just put us as a race, make us go backwards in a sense, because we're not actually supporting each other anymore. And even if we do want to have businesses and do that, it's kind of like people want to compete with each other, which is ridiculous. Or people want to gatekeep certain things, depending on what it is. But it's like everyone can eat at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So there's that. I understand what this man is talking about. How you're not gonna guilt trip him into supporting a black business, especially if it's not that good, or if your marketing, or I think what he said in the video, well, your marketing is trash. Well, why would anybody want to buy from you? And he is correct about certain things. Some people do benefit from marketing, and if you do not have a lot of marketing, you can't get the right people in front of the brand. It may not get as much exposure. But what I do notice though, things like word of mouth still works. It's this girl, she's on a podcast. It's called Poor Minds, and her brand is called Muse Beauty. And I heard her in an episode say that she got her brand out there because, well, obviously she's pushing it herself, but she's also doing it through word of mouth. So word of mouth, getting the word out, talking to different people, and those people are talking to those people, it actually works. And she is a black-owned business, and people are supporting it. And which means also not just because it's black-owned, but she's giving a good product. But what I'm saying is, yeah, some businesses do need a lot more work. Maybe they don't know the person might not know what they're doing, or it's a bad business practice, or stuff's taking too long, too many long waiting times. It can be the person is probably rude. You don't know. It is a multitude of things. And that's why you tell people, you leave a review, you say, okay, what did y'all actually think? And yeah, I know people keep saying we have to look outward for opportunities. We have our people, unfortunately, people within our race won't give us opportunities, so we have to look elsewhere. It's the same thing with what we consume. But I feel like if the same money we're spending on these white-owned brands, if we do put them into black-owned, not just black-owned clothing brands, but anything, candles, jewelry, mental health, it could be anything. if we literally just pour all that money into these black businesses, right, they would actually, we would be doing pretty good. We would be doing pretty damn good. And I think a lot of people don't get that. Stop spending on these other brands. Spending your own community. Look, see what other small businesses are around. Spend there. And then it would help a ton. It would help out a ton. That's what people don't get. It wouldn't be like, yes, I understand we have to play catch up to our white counterparts. Unfortunately, yes, they're the wealthy. They make up most of the wealth in the country. And yes, the 1% as a whole, and there are black people within the 1%, and then there are other black people that make way over $100K a year. But I'm saying it would be more, and less businesses would probably fail, right? If we actually try to come out and support. We have to do that. Yeah. It's important. And even my little hermit self can see that. It's like, wow, it is really nice. It's nice to see. It's good. That community thing, it is nice. Now, it shouldn't be a toxic environment either. Like, I think some people keep saying it's toxic. I don't want to say toxic. It's like another word. Like, some people don't like that word. Oh, the community. A lot of people don't like that. And I get it. But what I'm saying is, how about we think beside ourselves and actually think about the bigger picture? And we would rise more than where we are right now. Like, yes, we've come a long way just as people in general. And a lot of people who were in really bad circumstances who probably shouldn't have made it out, but they did anyway. Despite that, it still came up and made a business, did something with themselves, got education, did what they did. They made something of themselves, right? So I feel like it's up to us to continue pushing each other up, because not supporting each other at all and then just going to other businesses because they're better, like we have to just critique each other. That's all we do. Hey, I bought from this business because this business had this. You don't got that. Pretty simple. Oh, well, you wasn't doing this, so I went there. Okay, cool. How about you start doing this? Improve the business. We all talk about it, or leave. That's why it's good to leave reviews, do surveys, ask, get people's opinions on things. Actually, talk about, just talk about it. You know what I mean? And then it would improve. Things would get better than what they already are now. We're gonna have way more businesses. People would, it would be easy to make a profit because we just want to pour into ourselves so much. And you got to think about, do y'all know back in the day, we used to have our own Wall Street. There was a black Wall Street. So people, I think it's so confusing. That lets you know how whitewashed some people really are. Like, you're so brainwashed. You want to say, oh, well, I support good business. We had good businesses. Guess who tore them down? Years ago, in the early, I don't know the time period. I'll put it up here. We had our own businesses. There were people building things despite the racism, despite segregation, despite any of that. People were still building businesses. People had real estate. We had a Wall Street, people. We had our own stuff. Don't you get that? You wanna know why? Because people were determined, and they realized you can't do it all alone. You gotta work. There has to be some type of community. There has to be some type of support. And as long as we're divided and we're like doing all this extra shit, like, I get it, we're online, and the different stuff I see online, it's kind of like, interesting. We had a black Wall Street. So obviously us supporting ourselves actually did work. We were doing well. Then we had the damn white counterparts coming and burn the shit down. So what we actually talking about right now? You know what I mean? What are we talking about? It It makes no sense. Now all of a sudden, oh, we only support good businesses. We don't. What is black owned? And I know I saw something. Why is it always a black owned? Why it gotta be black? Because it's important to some people, believe it or not. Because we don't support our own businesses. That's why people put black owned. Because it's actually people actually find value in that. That is important. At some point, we couldn't own businesses. And yes, I understand. People are going to say, it shouldn't be about my race, this and that. It is, unfortunately. It is.
Savannah, why do you make everything about race? Like, why are you always talking about race? Like, not everything is about race. Everything is about race! It is! Everything is! Every single part of our society traces back to racism. Everything. The damn ice cream truck song is fucking racist. The reason we have credit scores and student loans is because they did not want black people to live next to them and go to school. Everything is encapsulated in the fact that they wanted black people to fail. Our society could be so much more progressive than it is now. Spent 400 years trying to keep minorities down, that we have not progressed in technology, in society, in anything. This country has spent so much time making sure that we don't surpass white people, that it's willing to cut its leg off during the sack race over and over and over and over again. And that's why we're in the fucking predicament that we're in now. It's not about anything else but the fact that they do not want minorities to thrive. That is what it's been about since day fucking one, when they got to this fucking land. They took it away from people who were already here and didn't stop doing it. I understand that sometimes we want to ha-ha, hee-hee and live life and forget, but I'm always going to bring it up. If you don't want to hear it, don't talk to me, but I'm always going to talk about racism because it makes me fucking angry. You don't get to spend 400 plus years mistreating people based off of their skin tone alone. It caused ripples in generations. You haven't even began to try to undo it, but you want to get mad at me because every time I talk about racism, you get annoyed. Because every time I bring up something, oh, it's because this, it's because of race, it's because of racism, you get mad. Shut the fuck up.
Well, just think about that. Just some food for thought, people. Please think about it. This is what they want you to think. They don't want us to be supporting each other. They want us tearing each other down. That's what they want. And we will always stay down here until we realize that. But it was nice talking to you guys, and I hope y'all have a nice day.
I don't wanna know your name, cause I might just feel your pain. Might just risk my life to keep you dry when it rains. Might just fall in love, a little hug can make me stay. Mystics make me soft, just like a moth to a flame.